Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ed Klobuchar, and I have the distinct honor and privilege of serving as the city manager here in the city of Hazel Park. We're here, we are here this afternoon to cut the ribbon on some beautiful new facilities here that house the Hazel Park division of the 43rd District Court. But before we do that, though, I want to acknowledge a few honored guests who are joining us here today, and in no particular order, just in the order that they have signed in, I will introduce the following people. Our 43rd District Court Hazel Park Division Magistrate, James Patterson. Jennifer Phillips from Supreme Court Administrator's Office, Region 6. Judge Lawrence Talent of the 3rd Circuit. County Commissioner Gary McGilvery and his wife Diane. Scott Schollenberger from Barton Mallow. Carrie Valamacy, the Executive Director of the Madison Heights Hazel Park Chamber of Commerce. Kyle Pollitt from Sandra Levin's office. Dr. Jacob Mansour, President of the Chaldean Arab Festival. Ronald Taz Wolzian, the master gopher for this project. Where is Taz? Oakland County Treasurer Andy Meisner. Sharon Arsenault, the court administrator from the Madison Heights Division of the 43rd District Court. Our former judge here and now judge in the Madison Heights Division of the 43rd District Court, Judge Keith Hunt. The chief judge of the 43rd District from the Ferndale Division, the Honorable Joseph Longo. Hazel Park City Councilman Andy LaCuro. Hazel Park Mayor Pro Tem Mike Webb. Hazel Park School Board member Beverly Hinton. Our wonderful County Commissioner Helene Zach. Superintendent of Schools Amy Krupe. The Mayor of Madison Heights Brian Hartwell. Our former Mayor Mr. Jack F. Lloyd. Yes. Fire Chief Rich Story. DPW Superintendent Chris Duber, and DPW Supervisor Tim Young. If there's anyone I missed, I apologize. I would like to introduce now our County Commissioner, Helene Zach, and our County Commissioner to the north, Commissioner Gary McGilvery, for purposes of the presentation of a proclamation.
First of all, I'd like to say it's great to be here. I represent Madison Heights. Helene represents Hazel Park. I've known Judge Gettert for a long time, and I was so impressed when I saw all the news in the newspaper of all the work he did as project manager and so on to be able to do this court. We all know how finances in local communities are tight at best, and so it's so nice to see a judge that's willing to get his hands a little bit dirty and help out with a project like this. So with that, we have a proclamation, and I'll let you start out reading.
Whereas the enforcement of law and justice in Oakland County is a critical component of protecting the quality of life that we enjoy and hold dear, we are indebted to those individuals such as Judge Charles Gettert who go above and beyond the call of duty to contribute to their communities. And whereas outside of his service on the bench in Hazel Park, Judge Gettert donated an incredible amount of time and effort to renovate and expand the courtroom facilities at Hazel Park City Hall.
Whereas Judge Gettert served as project manager for this significant undertaking and saw it through from start to finish, supported by efforts of a committed team who put countless hours into the renovation, with the help with the design and development and full funding mechanism invested in this tremendous amount of time and energy into this project. Whereas Judge Gettert also participated in the actual physical labor of this project, putting on a hard hat and pitching in wherever he could. He even traveled out of state to pick up reclaimed church pews, which he drove back to Hazel Park, helped refinish and install them in the new court. Whereas the renovation process initiated and led by Judge Gettard also resulted in the much-needed re-siding of the Hazel Park City Hall. The completion of this ambitious project could not have been accomplished without the leadership of Judge Gettard, but it was truly a team effort and the final results which benefits the entire community. Whereas we join with the community and the city of Hazel Park to thank Judge Gettard for all the people who helped on the project in this renovation to this new courtroom, for this incredible effort that they put into this project. Now there, Michael J. Gingell, Chairman of the Board of Commissioners, together with Helene Zach and Gary McGillivray, County Commissioners, as well as the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim special commendation to Judge Gettard for his leadership and dedication to a successful renovation of the 43rd District Court in Hazel Park. Congratulations. Thank you.
Now, in Hazel Park, we've known that the pre-existing accommodations we had for the 43rd District Court were inadequate. We've known that they were inadequate, well, probably since the building was constructed in the 1960s. In the 1990s, the Michigan Court Administrator's Office actually sent us a list of deficiencies, and there were a substantial number of deficiencies that were listed, things that were wrong with the accommodations. I don't think that you had to be some kind of an expert in building or architecture or interior design to realize that that area that they were trying to work in was compact and inadequate. So there were various schemes, proposals, and ideas floated for many years to actually change those accommodations, and for whatever reason, those things fell through. A couple years ago, Judge Gettard approached me and he said, "Ed, I've got an idea. I've got an idea to expand these facilities, and if we do this and we do this right, it's not going to cost the taxpayers anything, and we're actually going to be able to re-side the exterior of City Hall." Now, since City Hall looked like the post-apocalyptic police station from the original Mad Max movie, resurfacing the outside of City Hall was important to me. So immediately, Chuck had my attention. So he presented this plan to me, and it was somewhat ambitious, but I thought that it was doable, and I thought it was a good idea. But I told him, I said, "I'm not going to manage this project." And he said, "Ed, I tell you what, I'm going to manage this whole project for you from soup to nuts, and you're not going to be bothered by this almost at all." And I kind of nodded my head, and I thought, okay, you know, I know how these projects go. I didn't really believe that I wasn't going to have to manage it, but he insisted that he had a way to pay for it, and he had a way to get it, a plan to do it, and that he was going to actually get the project done. And I've got to tell you all, he pulled this off. So give him a big hand. As the resolution said, he actually was a hands-on project administrator for this entire construction project. He had his own hard hat, he had his own tool belt, and he had his own nickname that the construction crew gave him. I can't repeat that nickname in pleasant company. But I've got to say, all kidding aside, Chuck Gettard is not just a very smart jurist and a very wise judge. He is also a very good project construction manager. So I want to thank him on behalf of the Mayor, Council, and the residents of Hazel Park for conceiving of this project, basically designing this project, coming up with a funding mechanism for this project, and seeing the completion of this project through. So without further delay, I introduce to you my friend and wonderful partner in keeping Hazel Park a great place to live, Judge Chuck Gettard.
I'm truly honored and I'm humbled by the proclamation from the Oakland County Commissioners and Ed's kind words. But there are so many others that are involved in this project, and my apologies up front if I miss somebody or I mispronounce your name. And whenever I give a speech, my mom always says, slow down, you're going too fast. But Mom, I'm gonna go very, very fast because there are a lot of folks I wanna thank, and I don't wanna keep the good people that have showed up here waiting any longer than necessary, so I will go fast. First, to our Oakland County Commissioners. They very recently helped us with a security upgrade that we are now enjoying, and particularly Commissioner McGillivray and Commissioner Zach, who spearheaded that project. Thank you. Now, the primary companies involved in this project, the Contract and Bond Counsel Dickinson Wright, Municipal Finance Advisors Benzinski and Company, Architect Design Struck President John McCann and Roger Barrett and their team, the Building Construction Renovation Contractor Burnkale Contractors Incorporated and their many hardworking and capable subcontractors, Low Voltage Contractor JMC Electrical Contractors LLC, Temporary Courthouse Build-Out at Longfellow Elementary School, Sterling Millworks, Interior Design Company NBS Commercial Interiors, Courtroom Video and Audio Contractor JABS, Courtroom Case Management Contractor JIS, Building Construction and Renovation Owners Rep Barton Mallow, Finish Painting and Carpeting Contractors Titan Retail Development and Continental Interiors, Finish Millwork and Carpentry Contractor Distinctive Interiors Limited, Window Shading Contractor, the Shear Group, and all of the building trades whose members worked very, very hard on this project. And there are a lot of individuals that deserve recognition and thanks, beginning with the professionals and construction firms that I just identified. Paul Wyskoski and Joe DeLave of Dickinson Wright. Ryan Benzinski of Benzinski and Company. Ryan was dedicated in helping us get our municipal bonds out to market, and then suddenly and unexpectedly at a very young age passed. So I'd ask if we could have a moment of silence in memory of Ryan, please. Thank you. On behalf of Brenkale, Brian Brickle and Jeff Saka, I gotta tell you, they know how to build a building, do a quality job, and under an insane construction schedule that we impose because our staff were at a elementary school, very unsafe, and they recognize it. And if you ever want to build a building, you want Jeff Saka as your superintendent if you're on that site. I really appreciate that thing very much. Richard Schaefer and Enrique Torres of JMC. Dwayne Hill and Mike Greer of Sterling Millwork. Cindy Desio of NBS. Another shout out to Cindy. She not only provided us expertise with interior design elements, but she found many ways to help us save money on furniture. Identified used furniture that I could buy and save a fraction of the cost. Free furniture for the taking if we could get a crew out there, which DPW helped us to do. I greatly appreciate all she did to help us to save money. George Anthony and Jeremy Postic of Titan. Bill Dostal of Distinctive Interiors. And I want to give a special thanks to Scott Schollenberger of Barton Mallow, our owner's rep, my right-hand man. His eyes and ears, his expertise, his professionalism, his integrity, and his dedication. I'd ask for a special round of applause for Scott Schollenberger. Where are you, Scott? There he is. I literally could not have gotten this project done without him. Now you heard this is a community effort. This truly was a community team effort. First, a very special thank you to the Hazel Park Mayor and Council, and I want to include on that Mayor Keaton's immediate predecessor, Mayor Jan Parisi. Their unwavering support from inception to fruition, we could not have done this project without that. So thank you, Mayor Keaton, Mayor Pro Tem Webb, and Council Members LaCuro, Selman, and Holland. And speaking of which, City Manager Ed Klobuchar and his staff, they deserve special recognition. Ed has practically carried this city on his shoulders through tough times. And yet, when I approached him with my idea, he gave me his full support from the beginning through to the end. And his stalwart support has been sustaining for me. As has his assistant, Linda Yono, tremendously helpful. It didn't matter what my needs were, what my ask was. She always found a way to meet those needs. And other city staff as well deserve recognition. My thanks to City Attorney Jan Drum, City Clerk Marianne Geroltowski, City Inspector Roger Pinch, the entire accounting department, Annette, Lynn, and Lacey, the Hazel Park Police Department. While we're at that school, they had to transport prisoners. We had to do video conferencing, and it was tough. My special thanks to Police Chief Barner and the head transport officer, Brian Kahns. Phenomenal job. Hazel Park Fire Chief Rich Story and Fire Marshal Jeffrey Woodcock. Everything from lightning protection to anything fire code. They did not delay us one single minute in making sure we got this project done and made sure that it was safe, and I greatly appreciate it. And the Hazel Park Department of Public Works, every single one of them, go-to guys, no matter the ask, they answered. Especially Tom Jones, Andy McClellan, Glenn Holman, Alan Eschenberg, Steve Tanzas, Tim Young, Chris Duber. All of you guys, I couldn't ask enough of you, and you just kept giving. And the Hazel Park School District, tremendously generous and helpful, allowing us to convert Longfellow Elementary School and then hold court there for over 6 months. And they helped us finish the conversion, and then they maintained the building above and beyond the call of duty. So I want to give special thanks to Superintendent Dr. Amy Krupe and her go-to crew, which included Dave Bean, Jason Atkins, Greg Richardson, Darren Fox, and Daniel Ramsden. Now, many have heard about this church pews to courtroom bench conversion project, so I do want to give some special thanks and recognition to the team that helped me with that. The volunteer members of the Deep Creek Baptist Church in Portsmouth, Virginia. We really didn't know what we were getting into that day when we showed up, but they labored tirelessly with us to get those pews out of the balcony of the church and load them onto that U-Haul truck before Taz and I drove 730 miles back the next day to Hazel Park. Master upholsterer, wood finisher, and all-around go-to guy, Ronald Woloshin, better known as Taz. Master carpenter, Bob Weeks. Master human bench clamp, Magistrate Jim Patterson. I mean that about that, Jim, sorry. But I also want to thank my benchmates, Chief Judge Longo and Judge Hunt, for helping us on our civil dockets during these trying times, and my dear, dear staff. A team of dedicated civil servants and beautiful, wonderful, loyal teammates. They put up with me. They put up with the move to the elementary school and back. They put up with running a very busy court out of an old elementary school. Not only that, but without complaint and with a kind of a savoir-faire as though it was fun, when instead it was hot, it was sweaty, it was hard, and it was tireless. Did I mention they put up with me? So extra special thanks to my court administrator, Diana Namor. Everything I threw at her, she took care of. Deputy Court Administrator Jen Marston, Deputy Court Clerks Daniel Bradley, Donna Hayes, Sherry Moronis, Patty Harlan, Diane McPherson, and we have 2 new clerks that have been chipping in, Heather Whited and Elizabeth Smith. And I must say, we have top-notch probation officers here in the 43rd District Court Hazel Park Division in Kelly Fitton-Neville and Jess Godwin. Happy birthday, Jess. It must be a good sign that we scheduled this on her birthday. And we have a new probation clerk that's been chipping in as well, Deanna Denby. And of course, as I've already mentioned, my magistrate, Jim Patterson, not just a great human clamp, but he took charge of both moves, and everything I asked of him, he came through, in addition to all of his busy magisterial dockets. But last but not least, of the team members of the 43rd District Court Hazel Park Division that are part of this, and that is the Oak County Sheriff Department, especially my crack crew of bailiffs and security deputies, Daryl Solowinski, Jim Gregory, Mike Borzinski, Jim Petrus, and Ken Parker. And let's not forget Sergeant Tony Brown, who oversees the district court security personnel, and he was there no matter what we needed, no matter the call. Tony deserves a great thank you from me and all of our staff. These folks had to keep us safe in quite rambunctious times at Longfellow Elementary School, as well as before and after the move, and I greatly appreciate all that they have done for us. Finally, my family, many of whom are here today, and especially my beautiful and my strong wife, Arnita. Despite everything she was going through, she endured many late nights and weekends that I spent working on this project, including all of the cursing when I poured over those drawings and made changes and corrections, and she put up with it all. I love you, Arnita. Thank you.
I miss Councilwoman Beth Holland and former County Commissioner Rule McPherson from the list of
Madison
dignitaries.
Heights, Bob Corbett, Councilman.
And Councilman Bob Corbett from Madison Heights, and former school board member and DDA Chair Bill Hitchcock. I'm still missing folks, but I'd like to turn it over to Jennifer Phillips from the Michigan State Court Administrator's
And
Office.
Commissioners Zach McGillivray can join us at the ribbon cutting as
Absolutely.
well. Absolutely.
Good afternoon. I am here on behalf of the Michigan Supreme Court. I have a letter from Milt Mack, our state court administrator. We will have a nicer letter, one that was not rained on this afternoon, that we will deliver to Judge Gettert. But Milt Mack said, "Dear Judge Gettert, I am pleased to send my congratulations to the 43rd District Court as you celebrate the completion of a historic courthouse and city hall construction and renovation project. This extensive undertaking has surely been a source of great anticipation for the entire community and a source of great pride for the court in particular. When the State Court Administrative Office advised that the city find a new building to better handle the high volume of traffic in one of the state's busiest district courts, we understand that it set a major challenge upon all of you. But the collective resolve of the 43rd District Court in the city of Hazel Park in working toward a common goal turned that challenge into a positive outcome for all of your citizens. You all work together to find innovative and creative solutions to keep the business of the court moving while rolling up your sleeves to implement the upgrades. The vast expansion of the courthouse has not only improved the physical infrastructure of the court, but will also foster a more efficient execution of justice moving forward. Adding a second courtroom now enables the magistrate to handle more cases, and building a new jury deliberation room will enable jurors to more effectively conduct their business. These improvements brought about in the 43rd District Court are a shining example of how Michigan courts are driving change to better serve the public." So.
Thank you very much. That concludes the ribbon cutting ceremony. I invite everybody to go on in and take a tour of the facility. I very much appreciate everybody being here today. Thank you.